Hope everyone is having an amazing day today. I'm Nick Patterson with the Art of Encouragement. Hopefully, my good friend Mark is going to be joining me very, very soon. But I did just want to say it is wonderful being here with everyone today. And it's just been a wonderful few days. So, hope everyone else is doing well. Just so thankful to be here and encourage you today. I want you to know today, no matter where you are right now, if there's something that you want to change in your life, you can. And maybe you've been out this week and you've been trying your best to encourage those around you, and it seems like people aren't receptive to you. That says more about them than it does about you, my friend. When we are constantly giving and we're constantly wanting people to experience encouragement, and we're wanting people to experience that same motivation that helped transform our lives, we have to understand that we meet people on different parts of their own journey. And so we can't internalize those responses. We must make sure that as we're encouraging others, that we have a perpetual source of encouragement. I find that in my faith. I absolutely find that in my faith, because that is what keeps me energized. That's what keeps me going. And that collective community of believers, they help me. But I know that other people have other points and sources of inspiration. Would love to hear from you on where you find your basis of encouragement. Where is your well from which to draw as you're out and about encouraging other people? And I was talking with Mark earlier this week. I want you to know Mark Guy is fantastic. He's over, of course, in a different country. He's always traveling to all these different countries. So I'm not sure if he'll be able to make it with us today or not. But he was sharing with me just the responses we have had, some of the feedback. If you look on Amazon at some of the reviews for the book itself, it's so encouraging to us, because I feel like if you're watching right now, you probably identify with us, that we want the world to be a better place. Some people think that that is impossible, but one of my favorite quotes is, only when just a handful of people have made that dedication to change the world has it been possible. And as we live in a society, in a world that is so self and inward focused, it's always about me. What do I like? And I was talking about faith communities. Even in faith communities, we used to have a drama called McChurch, and in it we talked about how people just kind of order what they want in their faith. I want a sermon and two hymns, and I'm not a lot of liturgy. Or I want all liturgy, all traditional. If it's written, if the music's written before 1800, absolutely not. And then we have other people that think that there's never been anything right with worship and that sort of thing, and we just have to go back to the starting board and start completely over. So even in those places, people are at times discontent. And so to encourage them that, it's about the bigger picture, it's about the community, it's about the love. Sometimes people aren't receptive to those messages. And so that's what I wanted to share the most with you today, is that when people aren't receptive to your message, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're not receptive to you. They're just not ready to hear what you have to say. So don't give up encouraging. Don't give up trying to make the world a better place wherever you're called to do that, because I promise you, there is a place, there's an opportunity for you today, Friday, August 18th, to change the world. even if you're just changing the world for one person. So as you're out and about, even if you've experienced kind of the stand back, stand off, I don't want anything you've got to say from some people, keep looking for your person today, your person that you can really encourage. Maybe that's telling them, I can tell you're working hard today. I really appreciate you. It doesn't seem like people are able to work hard anymore, but look at you. You're doing it. Thank you so much for being a good example. Maybe it's encouraging someone by, sending a message, a Facebook message right now to somebody that that's struggling. And maybe they've been posting something and you didn't want to get involved, but you just send a quick message. Hey, don't give up. Hang in there. I did that yesterday. One of my friends from childhood, I saw he had posted something, and I was really proud of what he posted. And I noticed that a lot of people liked it. A lot of people were doing that, but no one had commented on it. And it's pretty impressive stuff. And the fact that he was willing to stand up for what he believed in a loving way. And a lot of times when people stand up for what they believe, they take this I'm right stance. He didn't do that. He just was very candid. He was very humble. And that encouraged me. So I also wanted to encourage him. And as I wrote him and I said, good job. I appreciate you doing what you did. He received that well. And I've got some good news. It looks like my really good friend, Mr. Mark Guy, has joined us. He's probably getting his audio, his video in, but I can't wait for us to be able to catch up with Mark Guy right now. How's it going, Mark? Hello, hello.
Hello, Nick. Can you hear me, sir?
I can hear you. Absolutely. It is
Yes,
good to hear your voice.
I am back. I am
Yay.
back. Welcome, welcome. Hello, everyone. It's
Fantastic.
good to see you, Nick. Good to see you. Good to see me. How you doing?
Doing really, really well. I've just been sharing with our group today about how sometimes when we're encouraging other people, they're simply not ready to receive our encouragement at that point. But how then we shouldn't be discouraged from encouraging others. Just that one person that says, hey, get out of here with that we would not feel set back or stepped back at all, but we would still know that they're just not ready yet. Not
Mhm.
that they'll never be ready, but today isn't their day to receive that encouragement. But that doesn't mean that we should be discouraged or that we should then stop our quest to change the world through encouraging others. Have you ever experienced that, Mark, where you wanted to really encourage somebody, but they said, hey, get out of here with that. You don't know what you're talking about. I never can do anything right.
Have you been following me around? You can just tell the exact words that people have been saying. I think everyone wants the encouragement in their own way. Some people, it's like that famous book, The Five Love Languages, right? Some people want the gifts of service or quality time, words of affirmation, physical touch, things like that. And Dr. Gary Chapman from Chicago, he did monumental work with that. So we as encouragers, okay, so you don't want encouragement this way. I will just be here by the side, but when you need me, I'm right here. Just know that I'm here for you. And also, it's not that we're going to keep score, like, okay, so on Wednesday on the 3rd, I encourage you this much, nothing has happened. No, I don't keep score, I just encourage. And because I feel that I'm not getting any younger, Nick. I don't know about you. so i'm
Definitely
just
not.
so I'm just thinking, okay, so how can I make an impression in my life for others? How will I be remembered? Because, nobody knows how much time we have on this earth. So I want to, I want to feel the best. I want to feel the time that I have on this earth with everything. I don't want to hold anything back.
Absolutely.
And one of this is a very interesting topic, Nick, because we are ego driven sometimes, right? I mean, we're humans, every time since we were children, there's ego. Sometimes people they will bite us, not literally, but bite us and like poke us. And what do? Do we give in to the ego and we say, oh, okay, well, they don't want encouragement, or like, be on your way, I don't want nothing to do with you? Or you say, okay, well, maybe I can just remove my ego and rethink my approach.
Absolutely. And we would be ludicrous to not acknowledge there is a physiological exchange that goes on, with validation, with an endorphin response. When we encourage people and then they receive it, there's just, it gets our internal dopamine going so that we feel validated as we validate. And when we hit those walls and we don't get the response that we want from them, we also don't have that same chemical reaction that takes place, that chemical exchange, and it's like, that's not what we were expecting.
Yeah. As you were saying this, I definitely get that, and I am on the natural high, just not natural high, but naturally up. I'm naturally up because I just feel that no matter, bloom where you planted, bloom where you planted, bloom where you planted. And second thing, a few years ago, I came across this research. It's about there's an expert in relationships, and she said, when you have a relationship with someone, and there's maybe some tension, misunderstanding, or just life gets in the way, assume that the other person is doing the best that they can. Don't think they're going to get after you or they want to hurt you. Assume they are doing the best that they can. And that has lifted me up, like, they're doing the best that they can with information that they have at this moment. So it's no longer your job to fix anyone or trying to fix, situations. It's, you assume they're doing the best that they can, and you just go from there.
That's it. And on that note, about a week or so ago, Liz and I were having coffee with someone at the church, from the church, and she said, it was just very powerful, the words of wisdom that she shared. And there were 3 words: they don't know. And if you want to talk about just a key that will unlock grace, a key that will unlock not worrying about other people's judgment and that sort of thing, it's they don't know. They don't know where you've been. They don't know where I've been. They don't know what we've gone through today, let alone yesterday or the month before, the years before. And when we interact and intersect with people with that frame of mind, that regardless of what they say to us, they don't know our journey. They don't know what we've been through, that what kind of is our catalyst to encourage, what our catalyst is, and kind of the source of our motivation to do the different things that we do. And that's very freeing, especially in those situations where they're not receptive. And that's kind of what I was thinking, is they're not ready. Not only do they don't know, but just they're not ready. But that doesn't kill the hope that one day they will be ready, because I believe everyone will be ready at some point or other in their journey to take a look back and realize the value of other people in their lives. And sometimes we think it's all us. I'm on my own. It's just me. I got to do it. At the same time, there is a community surrounding them, probably praying for them, cheering on from the sidelines, that they have no idea, because they are so inward focused at that time. And they think the world is just, given up on them, but it hasn't. We're here. We're rallying for them. We're praying for them. We're supporting them. And we just have to acknowledge at times people aren't going to give us the response we're looking for as we encourage them. And what a better day it will be when they are able to receive it, when they are able to say thank you. Because if we show them we're consistent and that we're not giving up, we're not going away, one day they're going to probably believe in people again. They're going to believe in hope again. And it's not an overnight thing. It's not a one-time event. Sometimes encouragement is a process. And that's what this whole book this adventure of encouragement we're on. It's I've been using the word pilgrimage recently. It's almost a pilgrimage of encouragement.
Hmm.
Wouldn't you say
Pilgrimage.
that's what you do in life, Mark? That you're on a pilgrimage of encouragement?
Yeah, I was just traveling in several countries in Asia
Yes.
last week. That's why I missed the broadcast, and I know you did fantastic. And yeah, I was in the mountains, in the sea, everywhere in the just
Fantastic.
exploring the world.
Yes.
And yeah, it is a pilgrimage. It's a pilgrimage of your personal encouragement. And you know I, w- I always think about this gift of life. Like we have this gift of life, Nick, you and I, that we are working, collaborating, and really giving. And I think people sense that. um, I really believe just one word can make a difference in someone's life when it's sincerely said. And what I have noticed that there's a lot of messages of negativity. Yeah, you can focus on that, but you can also at the same time focus on positive encouragement news. And you know I don't know how much news you watch, Nick, but like on my phone I have to change the settings, like, okay, don't show me this news, I only want to come when I want to come, or some other things, because it just gets so overwhelming. And I don't want to be that person of who just constricts, like, okay, then like, don't talk to me. No, I want to talk to everyone.
That's it.
I do
And
want to encourage. Yeah.
and like you're saying, because of that bombardment of negativity, typically I read the news or watch the news. I'll watch like one cycle, a 30-minute cycle of world news about once a week. And that's enough for me. I try
Once
to
a
keep
week. Once
once
a
a
week.
week, once a week, because I don't want to hear how bad everything is. I don't at all. I don't want to give into that mindset that the sky's falling. And I believe that's a lot of times what we hear is the sky's falling, everything's happening is bad. But that's because that's what gets news, that's what gets ratings. But there's a lot of good things happening in the world as well, and we can't lose sight of those things. And so I just choose not to tune in.
Yeah. One of the people who wrote a review for a book that I know personally, and she wrote a review, it's on Amazon. She purchased the book. She is a sister of a man, of a friend that who passed a few years ago. And he was a great man. I mean, just an encourager of me. He said, Mark, go apply here. You'll get this amazing opportunity for public relations. And he was right. It was high quality video, audio, high promotion, high public relation, high value opportunity. And he said, try this, let me do this. And he was the man who kind of just even traveled with me throughout Florida for my speaking engagements. And he was just also a Toastmaster as well, an officer in Toastmasters and a volunteer. And he passed, but his sister and I still keep in touch.
That's
Like, oh,
fantastic.
remember all those things that his name is Dave, was Dave. Dave said, and remember he we did on this great adventure, or we did this, or we done that, or remember that lunch we went and we discussed this thing, and we reminisce, like her and I, we reminisce about her brother. He made such a big impact in my life. And his life wasn't easy too. He had some troubles and issues and challenges, but he still made a difference in my life. He was a musician, a writer, just a great family man too. And I do think about him from time to time. Just the impact, the care of some people that lives in our lives. I will live with his memory for rest of my life, and I want to emulate the way that he was, like the leader. And it's not just me saying that. So many people who he has touched in his life feel the same way. It's a great example. And here he is, a few years since he passed, and we're talking about him. He's just made such a major impact. He's not in the book, but maybe in the future editions. But yeah,
That's awesome. And let's talk about the book for a minute. Without going to specifics with numbers and that sort of thing, the response has been, for me, people are asking what's next. And I love that question. They intersected with our book, and then they want to know, well, so what's next? That means that they loved, for them to say what's next, that means they got what, they understood the scope of this project. They understood where our hearts were in cultivating this work, that transcended 3 continents, and really showed both our hearts as well as Cattell, our illustrator's heart. And I love that they want more, and I know you and I are going to be discussing that. But how about you? How are you feeling?
yeah. I also feel that the response I got from some of the people is like, okay, so what's next? And they also give an idea. Okay, try this. How about this? I noticed you have this. Why don't you do this? It's encouraging. It shows to me that people care.
Yes.
People care, and they genuinely invested. I'm just so happy to be on this journey with you, Nick. Be part of this journey, encouraging people, showing up as my best, and learning, and also stepping up. Like stepping up as a man, stepping up as a communicator, as a leader. It's about stepping up and about leaving a legacy. So what's next? God knows what's next. We will be releasing more announcements, and we'll be sharing with you as they come. But I'm excited. I'm excited about the opportunity, and I'm really glad that I'm here.
Absolutely. Well, thank you guys for joining us today. You've got Nick and Mark here with the Art of Encouragement. Don't give up, even if people are saying, don't give up. Don't give up, because one day they will be ready to hear your encouragement. One day they're going to be ready, and they're going to be thankful you never gave up on them. So even when it feels like, oh, this guy doesn't want to hear a thing I've got to say, encourage him anyway, with or without words, So thank you guys. We'll see you next Friday right here, 9 a.m. Eastern, on the Art of Encouragement.
Thanks, everyone.